The office of the leader of opposition is established by provisions in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, and it is operationalized by the Administration of Parliament Act. So it is an office that makes logic in all aspects that it relates with the opposition. However, it is extremely surprising to see members of parliament belonging to the NRM, which is the party in government, wanting to make changes, wanting to improve, as they say, what is in the opposition. I want to believe that a stable society is stable because everyone's opinion is respected. It may not be accepted, but respected. Everyone's status, everyone's way of understanding things is accepted. In all societies world over, there are those who believe in the party that is in government, and there are those who oppose. So those who oppose should have their space, and their space should have minimum interference. There is no reason for people in the ruling party to want to make decisions for those in the opposition. They are seeing things we are not seeing. There is no way our minds meet in what they are trying to achieve by the changes they are suggesting and the new law they are proposing to the clerk to parliament, that they want to start to elect the leader of opposition, and I think the electoral college should comprise the independents. Now, you the independent, you went into an election knowing that Uganda has several political parties. You left those political parties and you decided to come independent simply because the Constitution provides that space. So if you chose to be independent at the time of voting, then you should not come and disturb us at this time. You should have made that decision that you want to be part of the opposition. So our minds don't meet in any way. We have nothing in common. And therefore, you can't be useful at this stage when we start deliberating on various issues within the political space of this country. So I urge those members that let them make their voice heard to us. We shall listen to them, but let them leave the decision regarding opposition to be handled by us within the opposition. Last but not least, Uganda is not an island. Uganda is a country, and a small country among many in the world. So many countries that relate with us, that are very useful to us, have ambassadors in Uganda, have diplomats in Uganda. They see what is going on. And when they see the space of the opposition getting encroached in so many ways, in elections, now even in the way we raise our voice in parliament, our numbers are small, but even the way we raise our voice in parliament, if it's going to be interrupted with, then the respect accorded to the country as a whole will decline. And the decline in that respect manifests in so many ways. We may lose relationship with countries that give us loans. We may lose relationship with countries that share with us technology. We may lose relationships with countries that are supporting us in terms of foreign direct investment, in terms of the medical tourism, where we go to other countries to seek for tourism. I know of a high-profile person who is sick and is seeking treatment locally, not because that person is convinced that our treatment is good, but because some of the countries that person would have gone to can't go. You get it? So all these hurt the country in one way or the other. And my eye, as it is right now, I see the countries we call first worlds declining economically. I see them wanting a share in Africa. I see them wanting to recolonize Africa. I've already seen one big country associating with the Congo in a relationship that looks more of colonization than anything else. So when we bring up such weaknesses, they only serve one purpose, for those countries to exploit. It's better we maintain our spaces. It's better we speak the voice of those who represent, and it's better that voice be heard, rather than manipulating the voice that will be speaking on behalf of the Ugandans that it represents. So I urge that should end. It tried before, they tried such efforts before, and they were fruitless, and I urge that those antagonizing the 12th Parliament at the very beginning, on the very first step that is taking, they should relax. They should work within their spaces. There is a lot to do for their constituencies. They still have a lot they can do for the country. There is a lot they can contribute, more than confining themselves in a very small space of how the opposition should have their voice, and how the issues of all those Ugandans who voted for the opposition should be aired in Parliament. You know, fighting for our microphone, I don't think it's the best you can do for the country. When you have other spaces, you can exercise your talent. Now, the budget of the opposition, that is 4 billion, is spoken about politically. In Parliament, we have structures. Parliament runs administratively in committees and in some of these other areas of administration. The opposition has a director who is a government employee, who is actually employed after a very serious interview and on merit. And these people are the accounting officers of this money. This money is allocated to the office of the leader of opposition, because it's not an individual, it's an institution where you find me, the shadow minister of health, where I come up with my alternative policies, and I'm not the only one. All the government ministers are aligned. We have a shadow minister that is giving alternative policies to the cabinet ministers within government. So all of us are under that budget, and all our work, the researchers who give us information, the policy analysts who work with us to come up with alternative policies, that is our budget. When we go for benchmarking to improve on how we debate and how we make these arguments, that is the budget and that is the money. It is spent according to guidelines stipulated by Parliament. But when somebody speaks about it politically, to impress you that that is money that is benefited by one person, it is a political talk. It has no technical knowledge behind it. It is not something he can speak with somebody of equal footing. It is something he will only exploit the less suspecting people so as to manipulate. So it is being used as a weapon. Otherwise, committees have a budget that is even big. Commissioners have their budget. The speaker and deputy speakers have their budget. The support team in Parliament has a budget. The technical people all have budgets. Even the government chief whip has a budget. The same way they would send money to a school, and you manipulate the teachers around the school or even the parents to think that that money is to the benefit of the head teacher. Yet you know that this is the money from which utilities of the school are paid. The water bill, the electricity bill, slashing around the school, maintaining hygiene within the school. So money that is to that purpose. You can't manipulate less suspecting people, vulnerable people, to believe that it is to be exploited by one person, the teacher. So it is cheap conversations, and such is an indicator that whatever is being propelled is not in good faith, but only to exploit. So those schemes we shall fight, those schemes we shall expose. And they're not necessary, really. They're not necessary. Somebody with a big head and a big brain should actually put that effort to improving the policy direction of this country. There are so many agencies in the government that do not even have policy. Uganda doesn't even have a policy on waste management. Why don't you sit and come up with such policies rather than engaging in very small minority discussions or fighting over a microphone? Because the leader of opposition is our voice, is a microphone. So you can't say that you're going to choose who speaks on our behalf. Thank you very much.